تک تک شما عزیزان افغانستان، دوستداران و علاقمندان برنامه MMA و مبارزات آزاد، خوش آمدید به مبارزات MMA در گاز دا میدان. این مسابقات به شکل حرفه‌ای انجام می شود که هر مسابقه 3 راوند دارد و هر راوند آن 5 دقیقه می باشد. دوستداران و عزیزان، حالا می رسیم به مسابقه اول که دو حریف پرقدرت در کیچ MMA و مبارزات آزاد با هم روبرو هستند. در نخست با کارنر سفید این مبارز در وزن 58 کیلوگرم از ولایت میدان وردک نصیبالله و حریفش با کارنریسیا این مبارز در وزن 57 کیلوگرم از ولایت میدان وردک جان والی و داور مرکزی این دیدار استاد فرهاد زاهب.
There you go, guys. So we got the fighters introduction. Both of these fighters, they show us sign of
قوانین با
respect.
شما گفته شده از جال محکم نمیگیرین، فاول نمیزنین، متوجه داور مرکز متوجه ما میباشین. درست است؟ موفق باشین.
The rules and regulations were explained to them yesterday. So these guys, they fought amateurs, right, in the tournament. And now, due to the quarantine and the 6-7 months delay, now these fights are going to be at the professional rules, 3 rounds, 3 5-minute rounds, and with the professional rules. So that means that they're going to be able to throw elbows, knees, and both of these fighters right now, they're testing each other out right now. They're sizing each other out with the jabs. A low kick from John Wali and a high kick coming from his opponent, Nasibullah. Nasibullah, it seems like he's trying to take John Wali down, and John Wali is doing a good job. Oh wow, what a high kick and what a slam by John Wali. John Wali takes Nasibullah down, or it's actually Nasibullah on top. Nasibullah is in the half guard of John Wali, and John Wali is trying to come from the bottom. It looks like Nasibullah has got a triangle from the top. No, John Wali is able to slip, and he brings Nasibullah back down. So Nasibullah is in the bottom right now, John Wali on top. Let's see if John Wali is going to be able to do anything different. He throws that very vicious elbow. He seems like he's got a very good control. John Wali is riding the half guard in a very, very commanding way. Nasibullah is trying to get out from the bottom position. On John Wali's, well, actually John Wali's in the bottom. No, actually I was right. John Wali's on top. And in John Wali's corner is Zaki Scrapper. He's one of the professional fighters from the SLFC. You might have heard me commentate on him. John Wali's got his back, and Nasibullah is able to slip and brings John Wali back to the rope. He is pinning him against the rope, and Nasibullah is going for a double leg. Let's see if he could get it. And John Wali is able to slip. John Wali's got an overhand, and Nasibullah is doing a good job pinning John Wali against the cage. Oh, with a high knee. I don't know if that was the brightest idea, because there you go. Nasibullah with a reversal throw, but John Wali was able to do a good job getting back on his feet. Now the guys, they let go, they bring it back to the center of the cage. Let's see. It seems to me that Nasibullah should be working his stand-up. It seems like he's a taller guy he's got more reach than John Wali. But there's not a lot of action from these two fighters. Some of these fighters, this might be their first time fighting a 3 5-minute round, so that could play a factor. But nonetheless, these guys are banging. They are fighting. John Wali's got both of his hooks in. He's got 2 hand under, and right from there he could do a suplex. He could break Nasibullah down. but he lets go and he tries to work to the body. Oh, that was actually a creative shoulder from John Wali. So I can't really see from here. All right, now John Wali was trying to do a standing choke, and both of the fighters let go. We are 4 minutes into the fight. We got a minute left. So far so good. Both of these guys, they don't look like they're really tired. Nasibullah went for that slab, which cost him his back. John Wali's got Nasibullah's back. Let's see if he could capitalize on that. Nasibullah's trying to replay that same move that he did earlier. He made John Wali slip from his back. John Wali's corners actually telling him to let go of Nasibullah. I don't know what they're trying to relate to him. John Wali, okay. John Wali goes for the single leg. And it seems like he's going for a leg lock. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do a leg lock from there, but he is trying to pound Nasibullah's face. John Wali is actually trying to put he's got one hook in and one hook out. He was trying to put the second hook in, but Nasibullah did not allow him to put that hook in. And that is the end of round one. That was actually a pretty exciting fight for two amateurs to fight for their first professional fight. That was a pretty good fight. Some of these guys that are in the tournament tonight, some of these guys actually had professional fights already. Some of these guys had more than a couple of professional fights. Some of them even had more than 5 or 10 professional fights. And some of the other guys, this might be their first professional fight. With these two guys, I'm not sure if they had any professional fights before this, but a good night. This is the starting of a good, exciting night, and this is the first fight. So we got a lot of bombshells coming at your way tonight. I got the whole roster in front of me, so we got a lot of action. We got a lot of action coming your way, and tonight is going to be action-packed with a lot of legit fighters who are going to be making a name for themselves. The thing is, in Afghanistan, we have a lot of talent. We have a lot of fighters, but not a lot of people know them. And the SLFC stage is one of the best stages in Afghanistan. It's one of the only promotions that when fighters they fight in this promotion, the whole country gets to know them. The SLFC right now, this is the Gaz Da Maidan. Obviously this is not as big as the Shab-e-Labart event, but these guys are making their way to Shab-e-Labart, and even on our YouTube we have a lot of followers. So these guys, they're gonna get recognized, especially if they do a good performance. They gotta get a big fan base to add it to the fan base they already have. They already have a water spillage, and the staff, they're trying to get the water dried up. If this keeps up, the judges, they will give them a couple of warnings. It looks they might penalize them for that, because the cornermen are told over and over to be very careful about water spillage. We see John Wali even slipping. It seemed like his foot might be a little wet, because there's a new cover for the octagon is actually made brand new, so it might be a little slippery as well, especially when it gets wet. It adds to the slipperiness. High kick. Nasibullah with the high kick, and he does a reversal. He does a back spin kick. Now Nasibullah is trying to pull a triangle choke with his arms from the bottom position. And let's see if he's going to be able to tap John Wali. John Wali puts his thumb up and he says he's okay. And I think this is Nasibullah is just, tiring himself out. And Nasibullah with John Wali with a slam. And John Wali puts his thumb up again that he's okay. I don't think that Nasibullah is going to be able to submit John Wali with this position, because this is a neck crank. It's a neck crank, and a lot of times, people submit because of the pain. But the Afghan fighters, man, they are very tough. For a second there, John Wali was grabbing Nasibullah's glove like he is right now, and the referee actually gave him a warning. So it's very quiet in the stadium right now. And Nasibullah lets go, and obviously he exerted a lot of energy with that neck crank, and that was a good elbow from John Wali. Another elbow, and it seems like Nasibullah might have a darce. He might have a head and arm this time around. He lets go again. You know, I think that Nasibullah needs to sit on his butt and put his back against the cage so he could get back on his feet. He goes back for that exerting neck crank, and he's got a body triangle too. Let's see, I don't know. He might be able to pull it off. He might be able to pull it off because he's got a body triangle on the one side, and he's got the neck triangle with the neck crank. So I don't know, but the referee asked John Wali if he's okay, and he puts a thumbs up. And he gives a thumbs up, and John Wali says that he's okay and ready to go. We're in the same position right now. John Wali is working the ribs of Nasibullah. But Nasibullah needs to do something. He needs to either sweep John Wali, or he needs to use the cage, put his back against the cage, get an overhook, and get back on his feet, which he's not trying to. Understandably so, he might be tired. I mean, you know, the stadium is very, very hot right now, and these fighters might be gassed out a little bit too. Nasibullah's not, there's not a lot of action from Nasibullah's side, and John Wali's on top. You know, at least from the judges' eyes, if Nasibullah does not do anything this round, if this round continues this way, then John Wali is gonna get the judge's decision, because in MMA the person that is on top usually gets the favorable side of the judges. There you go. Now Nasibullah is trying with those elbows from the bottom position, which he should have been doing. And that is a good position for him to rain down some elbows on John Wali's upper shoulders. And that is a very good position, and that's going to make John Wali discouraged from leaning on him like that. Or there's a number of other submissions that Nasibullah could grab from there, because when you have a fighter who's leaning on you like that, he's exposing his neck. Nasibullah went for his neck a few times, but he was not able to get the submission, so he needs to try different types of submissions. Nasibullah, he needs to bring his back against the cage so he can get back on his feet. He's going for that same submission again, for that neck crank. I'm not sure. I don't think he's going to be able to submit John Wali with that position. Thank you very much to the staff. They just gave me some water. The stadium is pretty hot, so I could imagine that these fighters fighting under the lights, they're really tired. But then at the same time, it's really nice too. We got 10 seconds. We got 5 seconds left of round 2. And this whole fight, it seems like John Wali was on top and Nasibullah on the bottom. The referee stops the fight, and the fighters go back to their corners. So there's not a lot of roaring from the audience, because this is a pretty small stadium, and the Gaz Da Maidan, the SLFC staff, they did not allow fighters to bring their fan base, or they were not going to be able to accommodate the fans in this very small stadium. So a lot of these people that are here, they are here with their fighters. So each fighter was allowed to bring 2 or 3 individuals with them. So that's why a lot of these guys, if they're not really cheering for the fighters, it's because of the fact that they're not familiar with the fighters. So they're waiting for their own fighter to make an appearance inside the cage. So we are looking at both of the sides. We are looking at the cornermen working with the fighters, and they're telling their fighters, they're probably making a change into their game plan. With Wali John Wali, I would tell him to stick to the same thing, but it's just posture up and ran down some elbows and punches. With Nasibullah, he needs to get out of the bottom, because if this round is the repeat of last round, round 2, with John Wali being on top, then John Wali could very well get the decision of the judges. Alright, the fighters are anxiously waiting. I think Nasibullah's side, they're delaying a little bit, and the referee is pushing them to get out of the ring so he could get the fight going. Alright, both of these fighters, man, John Wali and Nasibullah, both of them seem tired, but I don't know, for some reason Nasibullah seems like he's fresher to me, even though last round he spent the whole round in the bottom and he went for those neck cranks, which he exerted a lot of energy. Let's see. John Wali's actually throwing his jab. He's sizing, he's measuring Nasibullah, which I think it should be the other way around. Nasibullah, he's got the longer arms, he's got the reach, and he faked the kick right there. These guys, they're just waiting. They're very hesitant right now, and they need to show more actions, man. If they want to make it to the SLFC, they want to make it to Fight Night Afghanistan, these guys gotta show heart. These guys gotta show aggressiveness. These guys gotta show the will to fight, because even if they win the tournament, they make it to the Fight Night Afghanistan. The Fight Night Afghanistan staff, they put in fighters there that's gonna show a dog fight. Fighters that come in for a dog fight, not fighters that are, not showing a lot of action. So both of these guys, they need to pick it up. We are 1 minute into the fight, 1 minute and 20 seconds, with a low inside thigh kick from John Wali. John Wali is a shorter guy, but he's throwing even from the standing position. He's throwing. He comes from Ustad Moman's gym. Ustad Moman he's known for his Muay Thai kickboxing. So I imagine that John Wali is a very good kickboxer. He trains with some very legit fighters. He trains with Zaki Scrapper, with another fighter who's going to be actually fighting tonight, and a couple of good fighters that are actually very good MMA fighters and good kickboxers. So John Wali comes from a good team. Oh, he lands the 1-2, and Nasibullah with the return. Nasibullah with a nice jab, which he should have been doing throughout the fight. He should be touching John Wali with his jab, because he's got the longer arm, and he throws it too. We had a nice exchange between the two fighters. Oh, Nasibullah's got John Wali cornered against the cage. And John Wali needs to go for a takedown, or he needs to go to the center of the ring. Like I have said many, many times, if you have your back to the cage, you are in a disadvantage. And it seems like Nasibullah could very well catch John Wali, and this fight could end just like right there. If he followed with the 2, he would have landed that 2. There we go. John Wali comes back to the center of the ring. I don't think he did that on purpose. It's just by chance. And as you can see, he goes back to the cage. He's got his back against the cage. But he did a good job, though. Good job. He's got to keep his heads up. And Nasibullah, he needs to just throw a couple of punches like that. And if he catches John Wali clean, then that's the end of the fight. Good night. Right there, he caught John Wali. John Wali is dazed, man. His legs are wobbling right now. Nasibullah. John Wali needs to stick. Yep. Yeah, that is the option for John Wali. John Wali needs to keep Nasibullah close to him. And Nasibullah needs to keep that pressure and try to catch John Wali clean. And he needs to keep the pressure and start throwing. He needs to be active. Nasibullah needs to be active right there with the overhand. That skims John Wali. And now you could hear the fans getting into the fight, because now it's a dog fight, baby. These guys are fighting. See, Nasibullah, he needs to feint his jab and throw an overhand. And he needs to really come back. He almost caught John Wali with the uppercut. John Wali with the jab. Yeah, but he needs to keep his hand up and move his head. Now it seems like Nasibullah is not really timing his overhand. Oh, Nasibullah went for a low kick. He feinted the low kick and went high. Wow, man, if any of those overhands land on John Wali, that's the end of the night. Seems like John Wali is really dazed and tired. What a turn of events. The first round was pretty even. The second round went to John Wali, and the third round it seems like it's Nasibullah all the way, just like that. Well, John Wali with one. And that is the end of round 3. What a fight, what a fight. That was a good fight. It started good. It's kind of slowed down in the second round. And the third round, both of these guys, they brought it, man. They brought a fight. And props to John Wali. He took a lot of punishment, man. He took a lot of punches, but he was able to weather all those punches. And he did not go down. He held himself up. And so let's see who the judge is going to favor with this decision. If it was up to me, I would probably, first round it might have been a draw. Second round to John Wali. Third round Nasibullah. It seems like a very, very close fight. Whoever wins, they're going to win by a very, very small difference. I'm talking about, because the fights were the professional fights are scored by rounds. They're not scored by the whole fight. So it's not scored by who basically has the momentum at the end of the round. It's round per round. So the first round, I believe both of these guys were tied. Second round, maybe John Wali. Third round, Nasibullah. And we're gonna go to the cage for the judge's decision.
دوران والا قماندان برنامه میوه و مبارزات آزاد با نظر و آراء داوران عزیز به شکل ختم 3 راوند نمره‌ای با برنده این مسابقه است جناب جان ولی.
They give the decision to John Wali, just like I told you.